Good evening. My name is Kenise Pendleton. This week we read Chapter 6 and Chapter 7 in Corey's Theory and Practice. We learned about person-centered therapist and existential therapist. Although both forms of therapy have their benefits, I believe that as a school counselor, I would operate in person-centered therapy. I think that it is important to give our students the environment or the freedom to express themselves without judgment, without fear, with compassion, with empathy. I think that in person centered therapy, the therapist or the counselor is a model of what they think that a healthy person looks like. I think that they model realness. I think that congruence is very important when it comes to modeling for our students what realness and what compassion and what empathy look like. I think that person-centered therapy, especially in the district that I serve, is beneficial for students who often have crisis because it gives them the opportunity to speak freely without judgment, a safe place, if you will, where they don't have to put on airs to address some of the life challenges that they face on a daily basis. I think that existential therapy has its benefits, such as just being open and honest about the challenges that we face as people when it relates to anxiety and depression and isolation, and how to turn those challenges into positivity, just with being honest and being open about them, even with being open about death and your purpose in life and why you were created and why you're here. I think that those are all very good things. And I think that some of those items and some of those topics can be incorporated into any form of therapy. However, I also believe that empathy and compassion is just so very important when it comes to children who can sometimes be very fragile and who are already challenged with so much. I think that not being so focused on assessments and testing and diagnosis can be beneficial and can allow them to come into their own selves and be open and honest about where they are in their process, and also give them the opportunity to be their biggest change agent as they are growing. Person-centered therapy encourages the client to be their own advocate and to be their own change agent and to work for themselves, so that they know that their change is not based on somebody else's opinion of what their life should look like. And I think that in some practices, in some therapeutic practices, that is just not the norm. So I really can appreciate that when it comes to person-centered therapy. I think that it has the whole person in mind, and that really, in my opinion, should be our focus as counselors, school counselors, mental health professionals, and the like. Thank you so very much. Have a good night.